Did you hit record yet?
No.
Oh, well, hit it.
Did you hear the music?
No. Okay.
I'm warming you up.
Oh, I thought you all record all this
No.
anyway.
No.
Oh, no, it always just starts right with that, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Because now it's live. And I can't.
Just get her done.
I don't do it.
Sorry for being late. This episode of Movie Chatter Podcast was recorded on August 4th, 2019. This week, it's just the boys, the three Breyer brothers, back together to talk about 1982. A lot of good movies, from Blade Runner to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Bill went to see Hobbs and Shaw. We'll talk about that one. Also, The Boys Talk About The Boys on Amazon Prime. It's a pretty good show. All this and so much more on this episode of Movie Chatter Podcast. From Milwaukee, it's Movie Chatter.
Hey, all right. Bill here.
Hello, Bill. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Hey, Dave.
How you doing? And nobody can say hi to me? What
Oh,
about
hi, Don.
Hi, Don.
There
What's
we go.
up?
We've gone around the horn.
Okay.
The three brothers.
We're back.
Episode
We got the boys back in town.
82.
Episode 82, we got the boys back together. How about that?
We're going to Florida.
What is
Kelly's
that
too
mean?
busy
I don't
to
know,
be
that's
here.
from
She's
some
got a
movie.
life to lead.
But we can see her out the window.
Yeah.
She looks really stressed out.
Isn't she throwing a big party tonight?
Yeah, she is.
10-4 on that, yeah. So,
I see
Hi,
circus
alright.
animals
Movie
are coming
chatter.
in. Movie Chatter Podcast.
you see circus animals coming by?
Yeah. Don and I have been recording a lot of YouTube videos. Hit the YouTube channel.
Yeah, that should be fun. We did chat on our adventure today down to the lakefront here, and
Hopefully
Good
you
Milwaukee.
edited it all.
I have not even touched the raw video yet, but it's going to be fun.
I like your idea of when you're going to go to a movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
putting a
Talk about it?
camera, right on the dash, and you're talking it, and then you're coming home. Man, was that good? Or
That's
whatever.
why we
Yeah.
tested it. We were talking
We
Oh,
while
did
we're-
you try it? Okay.
Yeah.
for like an hour. Of,
How do you set up the camera on the dash?
Still getting that worked out,
Okay.
but it's a phone. You're just putting your phone up there.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I guess.
all, I mean, that's the way I'm recording it.
Wasn't the Florida Project a movie completely made on the iPhone?
yeah.
Yes, and it works beautifully. I mean, the video is flawless.
Unsane also on
Yeah.
the iPhone 4.
Yeah, so, okay.
It's good quality stuff. Yeah, I got to work on the mounting a little bit more, but yeah, it's a fun idea. I think it'll be fun to do. A different way to.
It's too bad you can't be drunk
I know.
doing it
I
too.
know.
By the way, I'm just freaked out that I remembered Florida Project, the iPhone.
There you go.
Do you remember that Seinfeld episode where George
Yes.
didn't, like,
No,
exercise his options, so to speak, and then his brain got more and more powerful? Remember that?
oh yeah, I think so.
I don't
Sure.
remember that.
And then he masturbated and he lost it.
Right, sure, yes.
Really?
Okay. Well, I that's not me, but I haven't had a beer in 24 days
Oh.
because of my voice.
Are you feeling superior?
Well, I think my brain. I don't know if I could have remembered the Florida Project.
It's possible that
You
you're
know,
getting smarter.
Cleaner.
Could be, yeah. You're not in that general beer haze that you
Yeah.
normally are.
Like
And that is true. But before 24 days ago, if you saw Bill, pretty much any time of the day, he had a beer in his hand.
Oh my gosh!
At
yes.
work?
I used to take a bath in IPAs.
He's got a drawer, right?
Shampoo my hair with a good malt beer.
You'll get right back to it.
Oh, yeah.
When's your next beer?
In about 10 minutes. No, I don't know. I'd say a week.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I could have one now, and I've actually had one, like I say, 24 days ago. But it's like drinking like
Your throat.
acid or something.
Yeah.
It'll kill me.
Alien.
Yes. Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
1982.
That's
episode.
right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 82nd episode.
I like this. It's fun. There's a lot of freaking good movies from the 80s.
Oh yeah,
Don't you think?
there's a lot
Yes.
of
Every week since we started this in like 78, didn't we start it at like 78 or 79 with...
right, and we started to talk about the music too.
Oh yeah.
We'll play the music under the talk of movies, right?
Alright,
So
sounds
you
good.
know, let's get physical.
There
Let's start it off. Can you believe that was the #1 song?
I can't.
Well, and Olivia Newton-John, she got hot a couple
She was
of years
in
before that
Right.
With Grease.
She was at her zenith
In
here.
fact, I think 82 was Grease 2.
You are correct, sir. Right. So,
Again,
and Grease
no
was
alcohol.
an 80. Grease was an 80. So, the Jay Giles band.
Jay
Ooh,
Giles.
nice. Wow.
Centerfold. It was a good video. We're in the video age now, right?
Yeah. Was it? I don't remember. I guess so.
Yeah.
Jack and Diane.
Sure.
I had a bar back
John
in 86,
Cougar Mellencamp.
a few years after that, but I think that's when MTV just kind of started.
Yeah, you were on the
Mid-80s.
cusp of that.
Yeah.
The cusp.
Might have had something like the Music Channel or something like that.
What is this song? Oh, that was. You jumped ahead.
Soft Cell.
There you go.
Tainted Love.
One hit wonder.
But it's a great hit.
Yeah.
All right, so safe to say that probably half our audience is, wasn't even born.
This is the equivalent of people when we were young talking about the 40s
exactly.
and the 50s.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow. Oh, back when they had phonographs.
I
Yes.
loved big bands.
I loved big band.
Where are they today?
It was the...
That's when they had
Well,
real music.
Everything's
Oh,
garbage now, and I think a lot of people are going back to
Well, yeah, to
you
that
know,
older stuff.
There's so many young people listening to our music.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't terrible when we went back to it, and now they just have that much more history. Now you have from, say, the 60s to the 2000s, and that's all, that's always going to be there. You're going to
I
have
think
that
they're
block.
smart. They appreciate all that.
Mhm.
There's a kid at the gym that was like vacuuming.
Mm-hmm.
He's early 20s, wearing a Motley Crue T-shirt.
There you go.
And I
There you
went,
go.
I
There
went,
you go.
nice shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he like gave me the rock symbol.
Yeah. I remember that when I was a kid. It was your Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon
Ooh,
albums, and
God,
you
love
know,
that.
you listen to when you're really young, you listen to adult music.
Were you
especially,
going?
especially if you have siblings like you.
You weren't going back though. Like
no, at that time that was current.
That was.
I mean, for me, it would be, you're right. I was hitting it, and I had the albums, but you were maybe too young to be.
no, but like
buying CDs.
if we were into vintage stuff,
Mhm.
we'd be listening to early Pink Floyd, maybe, right?
Right.
So you didn't
And
listen to
and
anything
Led Zeppelin.
vintage
Right.
No,
because
I mean,
vintage
well-
to you would be
Right.
Buddy Holly.
Well, right, or Mamas and the Papas.
Or Elvis Presley,
Right.
Presley.
Right.
Elvis
okay.
Presley, right? Not Elvis Costello.
Yeah, so you know what? Another interesting point to the whole conversation is accessibility. And now
Oh, yeah,
kids
right.
have, when we were young like that,
Yeah.
to listen to stuff from the 40s or the 20s, which would have been the equivalent
Was
of
labor.
would have been like you had to crank up the phonograph and get some really old
old
crazy copy.
Or not
Vinyls,
even,
yeah,
but I mean, you had to
Not
go.
even.
You had to go someplace, purchase it.
Right, purchase it, yeah.
Now it's just
Yeah.
like
Right, you have access to everything.
They can steal anything they want.
$10 a month, is that
Yeah.
what Spotify is?
$8.
Yeah.
Ah,
Apple Music, $10.
every
That's
song
what
you
we
want.
pay.
We're listening.
Yeah, I was just
to
at a
Spotify.
party the other day, and people are telling me about what was it, Journey, before they had Steve Perry.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about music. This guy group was into music, and he's saying, "Oh, did you ever hear Journey before they had Steve Perry? They really sucked. They were a totally different band." I'm going, "Well, how do you know that? Because nowadays you just go, bing, I want to hear
Yeah.
early Journey on my Spotify."
So easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Now you can hear Journey
Today-
without it again.
today they have great. They're exposed to everything. It's so
What was the
exciting.
song Key Largo? I didn't record it. Key Largo.
It sounds familiar, but I couldn't sing it.
Okay.
Ann, could you sing it, please? Oh, I've
Uh-oh.
given it away. Ann's,
Uh-oh.
Ann's on the couch. We do
Oh, you
have an
weren't
audience
supposed to
today.
say that.
We got people on the
She
cheap
said she
seats.
can't. She doesn't want to speak.
All right.
But Key Largo, when the song Key Largo, I'm thinking of maybe the Beach Boys, where they're talking about
Yeah, I want to say
No,
it.
no, that is not the one. She's shaking her head. It is not Key Largo.
Well, somebody bring it up on their phone and play it.
Well, okay, let's talk about
Never
movies.
mind.
Yeah,
How about
never
movies
mind.
instead?
Yeah, how about
Blade Runner, 1982.
Poltergeist? One
You know,
of my favorites.
how about one at a
Let's-
time?
how about
how about
Pump the
I'll say
Brakes?
them?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pump them.
How about Blade Runner?
How about Blade Runner, 1982?
Boy, that
One of my favorites of all time.
Howard, something Howard, he
But-
just died. He played
Rutger
Rutger.
Hauer died?
Yeah, he just died like last week.
No shit.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and they played the
fuck.
scene from Blade Runner a lot.
Well, he's in quite a bit
where
of it.
he releases the dove and he dies as a robot.
Thank you, Bill, for saying it, Robot.
But now, here's the thing. Let's go
Android.
back to 1982. And was 1982... Were you watching Blade Runner in
Is
1982?
Blade Runner not on our 25 anymore?
It's gone.
What the F,
It was
man?
kicked off.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now that's BS.
Yeah.
That's
Were
BS,
you
man.
watching Blade Runner in 1982? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I probably.
I went and I just fell in love with Sean Young. Oh, gee, mama.
You
Okay.
know what? I probably did. I probably didn't see it at the theater, but I saw it that year.
Okay, because I want comments about the movies that you saw at the theater too. The Thing, one of Kelly's favorite movies. It's right over there. I've watched it a couple
Kurt
times.
Russell.
Kurt
with
Russell.
amazing hair and beard.
Still good today. They're all trapped in the Arctic.
But I don't remember seeing it at the theater.
I did not see that at the theater.
Did you?
I did not see a lot of movies in the theater.
I
in
did.
1982.
Well, when we get to more,
Okay. Okay.
48 Hours.
Really?
I remember seeing
I
that
saw
several
that on
times.
HBO probably.
Oh no, I
after.
saw it at the theater.
I don't think I
Yeah,
saw.
Nick Nolte.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you and I were in Colorado or Wyoming or wherever we were.
Wyoming and Idaho.
Idaho, yeah. For the
On
summer
the foothills of the Grand Tetons.
in '82, the summer when all these movies were coming out,
Oh,
we were
Figure
gone.
Yeah, we were in the
Oh.
wilderness.
That's when that was, 1980. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. E.T.
We were riding mini bikes.
Did you see E.T. at the theater?
No, of course not.
Did you?
That was so big that I felt like I saw it. It's one of those where everybody's talking about the movie, but I never saw it.
Okay.
We had great access to video on our televisions.
Select TV.
I definitely think we were on the cutting edge of availability of stuff.
Yeah, we were getting stuff
we were always
earlier
seeing
than
stuff.
earlier than everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if it was on the theater, we were seeing Friday the 13th and
A month or two
Halloween
later.
3, which also came out in '82, right? Halloween 3 and Friday the 13th 3.
Yeah, all these franchises were already.
But anyways,
starting
we
to
were
pick up.
seeing those. I'm
I
sure I,
wonder
saw
what that
Blade Runner
cost. I wonder what that cost back then.
back then. $20 a month, maybe.
Conan the Barbarian.
Amazing.
A movie I loved.
I just love the fact that it's a big Arnold movie, and also in '82. I don't want to step on your toes, but
Yeah, go ahead.
but still Stallone. What did he come out with in '82?
2 movies.
Uh-huh.
Rocky 3
Oh yeah.
and First Blood.
First Blood is what I was
First
talking
Blood.
about, which was kind of like a big
By the way, I think they're
Stallone
coming out with another
franchise.
First Blood,
Yeah, they are.
right?
yeah, Last Blood it's called.
Okay.
Yeah,
First Blood.
he's 70 some years old, and then also Arnold is coming out with that.
Terminator.
Yeah, his
The
First Blood.
Fate.
the latest one.
The Dark Fate.
First Blood for sure. I saw at the theater. I remember.
Okay. See, there you go.
Definitely.
Yeah. See,
Rocky
you would have
3
seen that.
definitely. That was
Okay. See, but you were,
Mr. T.
Yeah, you were a big Rocky guy.
Yeah, Mr. T.
Mm-hmm. Oh
remember?
my gosh. I probably only saw Rocky 3
That's with Hulk Hogan.
a few times.
That's when Rocky was really rich, like Tommy Breyer.
Yeah.
with lions at his house
Yeah.
there, and
Is that the one with the robot?
the robot.
Okay.
Yeah,
The robot.
with
that-
Paulie.
Yeah,
and
Paulie's got the. Hey, what's the robot doing in here? I just wanna
he's driving at night in a
get a soda.
Lamborghini Jalpa. One of the worst Lamborghinis ever made.
Nice.
Yeah, had a Lamborghini Jalpa,
Perfect.
and great. Yeah,
It's a great.
you got Hulk Hogan picking up Rocky, throwing him. Great.
So do you think 3 is a good
Love 3.
Love 3?
Love 3.
Because it's a fun one?
Just because it was 1982. Deep into my brain.
Okay.
The Dark Crystal.
The Dark Crystal. It's a shame that Kelly's not here.
Really? Dark
Yeah.
Crystal. And,
Yeah.
August 30th, the Dark Crystal.
Yeah,
will
we
come
were
back
talking
on
about it. I
Netflix.
recently just watched this because we were talking about it, and it's dated. It's definitely
It's garbage.
it's not garbage at all.
Garbage.
It's a lot of good fantasy done with who's the guy? Come on,
The Puppet Master.
we're gonna have to come up with his name. Who's the guy and that
Sesame
does
Street.
the Muppets? Who's the
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson? Thank you,
God.
sweetie. Thank
She
you,
won't,
sweetie.
she won't speak, but I can read her lips.
Jim
Alright.
Jim Henson, yeah.
Okay, now here's a movie that I saw in the theater, and I probably saw it a couple times,
I didn't
and
finish
I
my
really...
thought.
No, I'm going to change it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Porky's.
Oh my God! You saw that in the theater,
Oh,
of course.
for sure.
Sure. See, now that's the kind of mentality we had at this time, given our age.
You know, everybody get in the car, and we were all like,
Sure.
going to go see Porky's.
Right.
Kim Cattrall, the only person that was in there,
Yeah.
and she was Miss Honeywell.
And she was very young at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah, she was doing the...
Unlike Sex in the City, when she was kind of a little grizzled.
Yeah, yeah.
But still fine.
Still fine. But there's a bunch of people in that movie, Porky's.
I have a story about the next
They
movie.
don't want to admit it, but they were.
I would mention. I haven't seen it. Is Porky's as dirty as we remember?
It's just crude, you know.
I mean, we saw Stripes last week,
Yeah,
and that
could you
was.
believe how X-rated that was?
I watched it a couple times. That movie is
We were surprised.
very, very R-rated.
Yeah. So they're. I don't now. How about Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Did they have any
Oh yeah,
R-rated stuff in it?
yeah. I saw that.
That seems like that was a movie for
Multiple
that
times.
generation,
Yeah.
or for you guys.
I would say if
Yeah.
I was thinking of all the movies, 1982.
I have
Yeah,
Porky's.
Fast Times would be definitely at the top.
Definitely. I have Porky's as 1981 on IMDb.
No.
Oh well.
Oh, you know what? I have it at 1981 also.
All right. Well, anyways, that was last.
It's
week.
always good to talk about Porky's.
But it's a refresher to get us into the mentality of what was out at that time.
Right, right.
Tootsie.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, though. That
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sean Penn,
Yeah.
Mr.
Phoebe
Hand.
Cates, obviously walking out of the water. We were
Yeah.
just talking about the
Oh my
similarity between that scene and the one in Stranger Things 3 when the hunky
Oh yeah.
Hunky guy walks
hunky
out.
guy walks out. Didn't you say it's the same song even?
Yeah, it was Cars.
It was the
Something
Cars.
Okay.
Yeah, dang it, I said it.
Yeah,
last
we
time.
should do on a show
Little-
Stranger Things, which was the 3. This one.
Yeah.
The third one? Name how many different movies he hit in there that he copied.
Oh yeah, I'm
right.
sure.
The Russian guy was like the Terminator. They focused on his boots. You know, remember? And
Oh yeah, a lot of throwbacks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stylistically.
What I remember about 1982 is coming back from Wyoming,
Okay.
and
In your 1967 Impala SS.
oh yeah,
God knows how it got over the Grand Tetons.
I don't
It
know
didn't
with
kill us.
no brakes.
Jesus.
Was people were telling me when I got back, have you seen Poltergeist? You have to go see Poltergeist.
Oh really? You remember
Yeah,
that
people
specifically?
people were saying it's terrifying. You can't believe it.
Oh. For the time, it was cutting edge horror.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My young brain, that was terror at the
Come
time.
into the light, children. Come into the light.
And
No, you said go away from the light.
yeah, it was
Ah.
it doesn't really hold up, but
There.
I've watched it recently.
You know what? I we talked about in 1980. I think was The Shining.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to a show where Spielberg was talking about how this was the first time that the handheld camera was used a lot.
Right, Steadicam.
Steadicam, right.
Oh, I sound better now. Sorry, I moved my mic.
And anyways, I
God.
started to think, wow, there's an awful
Sorry.
lot of similarities between Poltergeist, made by Spielberg, and The Shining 2 years early.
Okay.
The hotel that they're on was built on an Indian grave.
Okay.
Did you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Similar.
It's a family who is spooked. You know, you build up the beauty of a family and then you tear it apart. The focus was on the young kid, right? Red rum.
Well, I think everything is stealing stuff like that. You know,
Absolutely.
Every movie that comes out, for a while, didn't it always seem like
derivative.
If a movie comes out, there's another one just like it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was going to say to what Bill's going to there, is that the way it always is, where, you know, you have kind of a theme, you know, and then a lot of writers will kind of work around that theme. And it's, you know, at that time it was Indian graveyards, and now maybe it's, I don't know, what like a Midsummer, all that kind of, that horror, you know, might have a bunch of derivative stuff made about it.
I don't know. What recently there's a movie called like Killing with Knives or some kind of funny movie.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, where the family, they're hunting someone in the house or whatever?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm at the gym and I'm watching a trailer and it looks like, oh, this is an extended version of that movie. And all of a sudden it said The Hunt.
Oh yeah.
And it's another movie. They're almost identical.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just lazy writing. That's what
Well,
we're
I
talking
think
about.
like someone gets a script and goes, this is a great idea, and then they go,
Of course.
Right, all of a sudden it's around.
I can't believe that.
There were 2 ant movies that came out right around each other, both animated
Right.
back about 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, it's like, that's always the way it works, right?
Now,
Well, you were talking Porky's, and then you got Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know,
oh yeah,
same year.
well, Porky.
Right,
is
right.
Extreme.
Fast Times, though, is a classic, and
A movie that
should
I
be
saw
viewed.
in '82 at the theater, that I'm looking at, the last one I have, was like I remember it being my first like real movie to my brain. Like, wow, this is a movie you have to like think about.
Really?
And it was The World According to Garp.
Oh,
Robin
yeah.
Williams.
Oh yeah.
And you liked it, huh?
I don't know if I liked it, but I saw it.
You saw it at the theater? No. Just during
No, at the
1982.
at the theater. Oh yeah, because I remember
wonder
that.
who you would have gone with. to
I
that.
don't know. Well, I don't want to
Probably
mention
a
women,
date.
but yeah, it was
Probably
a
a
lot of
date.
girls.
Go to this smart movie. Dave, take me to this smart movie.
I just remember there was
Was that a comedy?
like a BJ scene in there,
Oh.
Well,
and
that's-
then a car that car gets hit
Right.
and fucks somebody up, and
They're
the wiener
doing,
chopped off.
that in the
Really?
car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and because they have their headlights off so that nobody can see them.
Oh, that's not good.
They turn into, and that's how Garp was invented.
I don't remember that.
Oh no, that wasn't.
I don't remember how Garp. I don't remember anything about Garp.
But that was also a movie from that time.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Well, there you go, 1982. It was great. I can't wait for 1983. That's the year I graduated. Haven't looked it up, but I'm
From high
sure
school.
it's gonna be spectacular.
I think so too.
I don't have much, but I do have the new trailer, 1917.
Yeah.
I watched that.
I've only watched it on my phone.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to have someone here that
my
saw
God.
it at the theater.
Oh, Bill.
The sound. So I just saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
All right, and the trailer's coming up for.
You the man.
Yeah, and 1917 reminds me of the realism that you saw in Saving Private Ryan.
Or Dunkirk, maybe. even
Dunkirk
too.
as well.
Yeah, maybe a blend of that. Although the war is now 20 years earlier in 1917, obviously.
Yeah.
But similar kind of plot in a way because
You're following a couple of people.
This general is talking to this group. He says, "You've got to go. These guys, they're in a. If you don't communicate with them, we've lost contact. If we don't get contact with them, 1,600 guys are going to die because they're going the wrong direction or
Is
something."
it just a small group
And
giving
and your brother's part of it.
That's right.
Right.
So,
So
it's
they-
kind of like Saving Private Ryan, where you
Yeah.
got to go back and save somebody. But they're just showing the bombs going off. I actually was holding my ears
No way.
because it was so loud.
Wow.
Yeah, and very realistic, good sound. I can tell you that.
I'm
So,
sure it's going to be very good and
Yeah, you really feel like
being
you're
done
there.
by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. No.
No.
No, God, no.
No.
That's
what's
Tenant.
That's Tenant, which we're going to talk about also.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Bill, tell us about that one.
Is there anything in?
If you IMDb it says the plot isn't even public yet.
But I thought there was supposed to be a mini trailer in front of Sean Hobbs.
They actually showed something.
Okay. What did you see?
So I saw.
Tell us
Christopher
about
Rowland. Tenet, spelled T-E-N-E-T. Don't know what the plot is, but they showed a little bit. Looked like espionage, computer equipment, something like that.
Okay.
And then it went off, and people actually laughed in the theater because it was so short. They go, "What the fuck?" It didn't tell you much.
Right.
But all you could kind of guess is it was maybe like a spy movie.
I'm hoping that he's going with my suggestion of giving nothing away. Like, let's make.
Ad Astra. That was
Why? Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Did you see a trailer for Ad Astra?
Yes.
How was that?
That was good. I mean, it was still strange because there's a scene where Brad Pitt, he's an astronaut climbing the space station, and then the space station starts to explode from the top. Boom,
Yep. Oh,
boom.
right.
But you don't actually hear the sounds because I don't know. There's no sound in space or something.
Right. No
And
one will
then-
hear you scream, Bill.
Exactly. And then he goes tumbling like out into outer space, and the next minute he wakes up, and he's woken up in bed.
Well, it's all cut. It's a movie. It's
Okay.
a trailer.
Well, I didn't know if those are chronological. It's like,
I
how
don't
can
think
he-
so.
Okay. So you wonder.
You got a good feeling about it, though? Just generally?
Yeah.
Graphically,
Um,
like they spent the money on the CG.
Well, the space station, all that is just totally right on. Yeah. But otherwise, they don't show that much. They show that he's got to go back somehow, and they go, your dad might still be alive,
Oh, really?
and he's discovered something that could destroy the world. Like maybe he discovered antimatter or something.
Okay.
And he's got it, and please do not open up that antimatter. Oh, but you're going to open up some bourbon. Right?
There you go. Pass it around.
Just a splash.
All right. So, yeah, looking forward to that one coming out at Astra. I think that's September, maybe?
Back to that other one you were talking about, Tenet, Elizabeth Debicki, the Gold Princess from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
And she was also in
God,
the
excited.
Night Watchman, or the Night Manager.
Oh.
And then also Robert
yeah.
Pattinson is in Tenant.
Oh, really?
And Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Don't like him.
Don't like him.
Godzilla.
Kenneth Branagh and Michael Caine. Boy, quite a few people. David Josh Washington. Anyways, it looks like there's a lot of people.
Well, I love everything
Action,
Christopher Nolan
espionage.
does.
Michael Caine's going to be in there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Action.
He's in every Nolan movie.
Have you seen the trailer for Lifelike? Now, this wasn't at the theater, though.
Okay. No, I haven't seen
Nope.
it. Tell us
All right.
about it.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that
Beautiful.
last week.
Oh, did I? Okay.
But
good enough.
but we just said no. You mentioned it in the pre.
Yeah, it's R-rated kind. Yeah, it's very sexy.
Okay.
20-something beautiful men and women are these robots, and you can buy one.
Nice.
And
A
it's
robot.
A robot. And these androids are
The robots
they're having
have
sex.
butts.
They're having sex with their humans.
Cool. Well, that's
Great.
right off the bat. I'm more interested than I was last week.
Yes, and it's
You should have led with that.
Yeah, okay.
Should
And
have
it's
said
called
robot sex.
Right, and so
I'm curious.
it's called Lifelike.
Lifelike.
It kind of adds meaning to the computer term docking station.
Bill, you bad
Little
boy.
joke.
You bad boy, Bill.
Here's a little
Let's
bit.
get physical.
Hey, a little bit
1982. We're going to
Oh,
keep on
perfect
putting this
timing.
in there.
Hey, we're putting out the golden hits.
I got to try to make
Doing a little DJ.
a little
thing.
production value without editing anything. Sorry. We'll get back to full editing.
Wasn't this in a movie? Of course it was.
It-
These
it-
all were.
It was. So let's get to
A review?
a review. Not. Do I want to play the sounder? I'm not sure. But you know what?
Or show?
Let's do it. I want to say, Bill, review Hobbs and Shaw. You just saw it an
And
hour ago.
Go.
This is going to be live without spoiling it.
Won't spoil it.
And try to talk us into it or out of it.
Okay, well,
5
I'll tell you
minutes
what,
of
it's so
gold.
exciting that if you want, you can stay off the treadmill for an hour because this thing is like, my mouth dropped a couple times.
Okay.
Some of the special effects.
Now let me stop you for a
Or
second.
not special effects, just stunts.
Before
The action.
Yeah.
before we got the Rotten Tomatoes, I predicted it was going to be a dud.
You did, yes. And I said it
And
was
I
going to
wanna
be the best
know-
movie ever.
And I said, I think they gave away way too much with the trailer. Like if you saw the trailer,
Right.
you saw the whole movie.
You were
am
worried
am I
that-
correct?
I did not watch the trailer.
Oh. Well, Dave was worried that when they have a bad movie, you know, they just give you all the
too
good
much.
lines,
Okay.
bad comedies, they give you every joke. And
Well, there is so much in this movie that they probably could have showed you. So, no, wait, I did see the trailer. That's right. I saw that one. Who's the Black Superman?
You know, sliding under.
Idris Elba?
Yes.
They showed sliding that McLaren underneath that semi
Yeah.
Oh,
from every angle.
my
Right.
God.
Well,
yeah.
and then in the last trailer they show Idris on the motorcycle sliding.
They showed that? Well, that was
Yeah.
one of the best special effects. So they are
Okay.
showing you some of the better ones.
So that's one of the...
Yeah, but
Kinda goes with what
I
you're
don't
saying.
remember. I hadn't seen the trailer in a long time, so that was out of my... And, yeah, like the wheels... The opening is shrinking as these two semi-trucks are like going in an intersection and they got to get through. And their car just makes it underneath the trailer, but now the motorcycle's following and the opening is shrinking as the
Really
tires
small.
are coming closer together.
Oh.
So he can't even be on top of the motorcycle, so he gets below the motorcycle,
Jumps
behind
off.
it,
Spoilers.
hangs onto
Yeah.
it, and it just makes it before the wheels, cross.
It's one
So-
of the ultimate stunts ever.
It was so cool, and there's a lot of
They really
stuff
amped
like
it up.
that.
People
And-
have slid underneath trucks, not to interrupt you, but that's been done a million times, and they're just taking it up the next level.
Yeah, I think if you saw the last Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
like we did, I think
Right.
was that Fallout, and that was
By the way,
We
it's
all-
coming on to Amazon Prime this week.
oh my
I'm
God.
very excited.
Okay, well,
Okay.
this wasn't as good that movie,
Well-
but the
well, Fallout-
action was up there.
Fallout is practical, no CG.
Yeah.
Where this is, I imagine, a lot of CG.
Yeah, there's stuff where a truck will be driving off a hill and then land on another
But I also
truck. You
imagine,
can't do stuff
I mean,
like that.
CG gets better every movie. It's getting better and better. Was
Yeah.
it like, did it look cartoony or did it look great?
No, they did some great scenes as things were exploding, and so great.
Okay.
If you guys like cars, so this is Fast and Furious.
It is the Fast and the
presents
Furious,
the
right.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Right. It's
Okay.
part of their franchise, technically.
It actually says
It-
the word Fast and Furious in there.
It does. It's like-
Presents.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna.
cool.
They're keeping their name on it.
Was there a lot of baby oil on the muscles on
Well,
Dwayne Johnson?
there's a scene in the movie where he goes back
Are you
to
hoping?
Samoa.
Yeah.
And he
Isn't
is
there
an actual Samoan.
Oh, I saw a lot of videos of his.
I'm gonna guess
Instagram
that's like-
stuff talking about how he was really loving it. Going back to the island and
Right.
getting in touch with his roots and all that kind of
I
stuff.
saw an interview like that too.
I'm gonna
His
guess that's a
mother was
finale.
Samoan.
Right.
Is that
Right.
a finale?
It was.
Oh,
It
He
was.
says it was amazing to do that scene. That it was one of the most incredible fight scenes he's ever done.
Yeah, and you think, well,
was
how
it that
could-
way for you too to watch it?
Yeah, it was almost like Games of Thrones because the mother on the Samoan island, she got rid of all their weapons and they just had old
Right.
style weapons.
Sticks and knives.
Yeah, so they had to go back to using strategy. In fact, I
Nice.
love this. I thought this would be a great name for a band. They had something called Killbox.
Ooh.
Isn't that a great?
I think I've
frickin'
heard that.
name? Okay, well, what they did is they
Kill
created.
box.
Sounds
That's
like a girl I used to
So
know.
as the enemy came onto the island, as they came into an area, then they lit flames all around it,
Sure.
so that
okay.
they couldn't
in the
leave.
kill
They
box.
were in the kill box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's definitely a war.
Okay,
term.
so now, do you think this is a movie that is just like, Fast and the Furious movies? You don't really, there's a couple of them that have like a death or something.
Yeah.
Is this a movie that can be, spoiled really, or is it just an action movie where you're not, is there a plot point
we
where
can-
if
we
you
can
told me
pretty
you
much
would
guess.
wreck the movie?
The end, right?
it had some clever you could spoil it a bit.
Could you?
But I mean, you can't spoil it like.
Can I Can I ask a question?
No, I don't think the plot was original.
Of our reviewer.
Yes.
What's the general premise of the movie? What's the premise?
Yeah. Sure.
What's the story?
There is
an
organization called Eaton Corporation.
Okay.
We don't know too much about it. They got a lot of money, and they want to kill everyone on Earth and start over with.
That's terrible.
With, robots.
Robots. Wow.
It's always a robot.
Wow, that's next level evil.
So it
right
starts
there.
right in the beginning, where
Changing the world.
you have the CIA of England, I forget what they're called, MI6. Okay.
Yeah, MI6.
They go in and they are trying to steal this back. Okay, they're trying to steal this virus back, and then that's when the black Superman guy shows up.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He is Black Superman.
Yeah, and he's good. He is excellent. You have quality people throughout, but unlike the Fast and Furious, which is a little bit too fast and too furious, this will slow things down a little bit and be a little bit funny. There's a scene where he's with his daughter in a dining area, or where he's talking to Ryan Reynolds, who's CIA and is getting The Rock to
Ryan
join.
Reynolds is in the movie.
Yeah, he's got a couple
Don's
of
got
parts.
attention.
You know, we didn't talk about the cast actually.
There's
Anybody else interesting in there?
Yeah, Kevin Hart shows up a couple times.
Of course he does.
Yeah, he's in the plane. And
Helen Mirren.
Oh yeah, that's turns out to be the character that Statham plays, his mother, who's in prison.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Was the theater crowded?
Well, keep in mind that this movie is playing almost every half hour at the theater that I'm going to. So there's a 1 o'clock, a 1:30, So at the one I was at, which was 1 o'clock, it was probably 25 people.
Oh, okay, not that many.
Not too many.
Okay.
And previous to that, and I missed it, they had it in even better. This was a standard theater. They had a better
DTS.
Better sound, better
DLX, I think they
video.
called it, right. And they also have it at IMAX tonight, 840.
Sometimes a movie like this, I mean, if it's loud and the screen is pretty big and it's clear and in focus, you're good to go.
This may be a movie that I
great
just
sound.
rent. Or even buy.
I know, I was all jacked up about it, and I was so close to going to see it on Friday night,
I own
and
so
then
many
it was too late.
so many Fast and Furious movies. I may just buy this one and go. They're usually fun to watch at home. The soundtrack is popping.
Oh, I think this would be fine at home, and so would, Mission Impossible Fallout. All those movies are going to be good. But if you're going to see great sound and an action movie, if you can go see it in maybe even IMAX, I would, because it's fun. I mean,
Okay.
there's, sometimes you get inundated by all this action.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I was watching one of these and I'm just going, oh my God, like that, and thinking, could you invent new things? And yes, they did. There was some wild shit that went on.
Okay,
Those
cool.
stunt
kinda
coordinators are spending a lot of time trying to think up new stuff
Yeah, and there was a little bit of
that
funny,
you haven't seen before,
a
huh?
little bit of funny, a little
Yeah.
bit of, oh, you're my brother, good to see you again, back in Samoa.
Sure.
And like I say, Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds.
I heard they were Hobbs and Shaw. They really do well. They've got a good chemistry, those two.
Throughout the entire movie,
Mhm.
they are cutting each other down.
But in like a buddy fun way.
By the end, they're buddies, but
Okay.
they're
Oh,
always
okay.
talking about, you got such small balls or whatever. Just
Will
like,
the next
your
movie be
face
great?
makes me throw up.
Will the next
Okay.
movie be great? Do you think they'll make another one and they'll be like
Oh,
buddies?
yeah. In fact,
Another Hobbs and Shaw.
yeah, because the way it ends,
And it made $1 billion
It-
already.
in the credits,
Maybe.
you don't even know there's credits, because as the credits are going, they're flashing back to some scenes that you kind of, oh yeah, I was hoping that would happen, and they're kind of wrapping up the movie.
Uh-huh.
And then at the end of the movie, they introduce something new. Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds calls up The Rock again and goes, hey, that virus? Well, we got it. It's all locked down and everything. Thank you very much for saving the world. But now there's another virus out. And you gotta
Dang
go."
it! I
Yeah.
guess you'll be back.
Well, give us a review. Not a review, a grade.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you go through, and I wanted say two more things about this.
Please do.
The music was so good.
Really?
Oh,
Right
they
now,
had
music?
every kind of music, from 1970s music to soul music to modern music to rap music. And they did such a great job with the music, cutting it into scenes and action scenes. And to me, I love it when they get
Who'd have thought?
music. And it was, really popular kind of old songs and everything that was, and modern songs that were just perfect.
Great.
And one more thing, Vanessa Kirby. You remember her in M.I. Fallout? She had the
Absolutely.
big lips. She's blonde.
Yeah, she's the sister.
She was the White Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Love
in
her.
this one, right, she plays, she's the one that
She
actually...
was a milkmaid, right?
She got
What the fuck?
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know either.
But she was
Okay.
great. She was great. So give it a grade. All right, wrap it up. I'd say A-.
Whoa! Pretty
Whoa.
big pretty big letter.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
big ladder for
That's
me.
way up at the top of the letters.
Acting great. Funny. Everybody walking out of the theater, too,
Yeah.
you just say that everybody you just look at him and just know. Everybody was like,
Got a
wow, that was
got
a
a
great
good
movie.
buzz. Got a good
yeah,
buzz.
they were smiling, they were happy.
Nice.
Yeah, so
It wasn't like Midsummer where everybody just had their hands over their face.
You were all consoling one
Yeah.
another.
I'm sorry.
You know what you like for movies?
Are you gonna be okay?
You
Call
want
me
to
if you
escape?
need
You want to have
to
fun?
talk.
Okay, it's really hot out. You go in there, the air conditioning's going on, and just for 2 hours and 15 minutes, you had a good time. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Well, fantastic. So,
Another movie review.
say
though.
what?
The Boys. Amazon
Yeah.
Prime.
Not
now,
really
Don
a
and
movie, but
Donna,
it
Bill's
is.
going to talk about this one again. We've seen episode 1.
I've seen episode 1 through 3.
Oh, one today?
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was watching it right before I came over.
Okay, so I'll be the newbie.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
middle, and you're the professor.
Have you seen the entire thing, Bill?
Yes.
Let me just start with that.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and just talk about it a little bit here. Let's establish what we're talking
When I
about.
think about it, I get goosebumps.
So basically, we're only going to spoil episode 1.
Okay, and we'll pull it way back
Sure,
and we'll
sure.
go, Amazon Prime had a show called Good Omen, I think, coming up.
I
was
watched a
excited
couple.
about that, right? Everybody was like, ooh, it's going to be good. It looked like it was going to be good.
Not
Wasn't
that-
so good.
Not that
No,
great.
I
No.
think it's like-
This is the next big Amazon Prime series. We've been looking at the video, like the trailers, and going, "Wow, this is a cool concept."
It's in
I
4K.
love the
It's
concept.
shot beautiful.
Yeah, we're like, "Wow, I hope this is good." And now it's here, and what do we think?
Right. But it's also, it's on this. It's also on Hoopla, which anybody that doesn't have Amazon.
Hoopla.
Hoopla, that's that one you get through
You're
your
not
library.
saying you're not trying to say Hulu?
No. Hoopla.
Wow.
Hoopla.
Okay, so let me just say that, first of all,
Okay.
I only saw one episode.
Okay.
Bill gave it a lot of hype,
He did.
and so that distracted me watching it. And I did, it took about 5 times, on and off,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it all the way through. It was like
Right.
15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
Don't worry, not a problem.
But the episode 1
You
is
were-
as good as the hype. I
You
wish
wanted
I
to
could
come back each time after you only could watch 15. You were like, I want to see that again. I bet you watched it again from the beginning.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
But
well.
I do want to.
But you want to see
I
it.
want to go downstairs
Yeah.
and watch it in a quality
You should.
theater
You should.
and see it all.
You get a lot in the first episode, right? I mean, they definitely
You do.
set you up for what you're in for.
Okay, so now I want to go to Don
It's
now.
not one of the best. It's just they're all 8 shows.
You
are
get
good.
to finish. So
Now,
now,
did you? I'm sorry. Did you finish it again? Sorry.
no. Okay, so I want to talk about.
You're coming to me because I've seen most or half of it.
You've seen half, so
Right.
we're gonna go to you.
Okay.
Where today earlier you only saw episode 1 and you
Yeah.
were saying it's pretty darn good,
Uh huh.
but you weren't sure. Now after seeing 2 more episodes,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it continuing on with CG
Oh yeah.
quality
quality level, right? Because in the first episode, there's a super CGI heavy scene that's crucial to the entire show.
Splat.
In the first 5
Oh, yeah.
minutes,
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
and it's pretty good quality. And Dave was wondering, you know, he's seen shows like Nosferatu on AMC that he said that the CG quality goes down after a couple episodes.
Yeah, not in
I think this is Amazon using all their billions to keep the quality way up.
Yeah.
I believe the owner is the richest man in the world.
Yeah,
Right?
he said we're going to do this right.
Oh, is there?
Why don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Great job,
Christ.
Amazon. Yeah.
I mean, spend your money.
Yeah,
idiot.
so
5 vigilantes without any powers are trying to take down the 7, who are these 7 superpower people that are managed by a corporation that handles them.
Oh, you already gave me more information than I have. I don't know anything. I just know
Okay.
about one guy so far that is a fake FBI agent.
right, so let's pull back. And he is the leader of the boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Carl,
really?
So you're talking about Carl Urban.
Right.
You're talking about the guy who played Scourge in Thor Ragnarok.
He was
Badass.
also Bones in Star Trek.
This is my stuff.
This is
And then he's using the...
He's so good. Oh,
Didn't he
my
also
God.
play in like a movie like Doom or something like Doom, where he was
Was he?
a cop?
No, he played a Dredd.
Dredd.
Yes,
Dredd.
he plays...
Judge Dredd.
No, but it's called Dredd. It's the new
okay.
version of it, which is great.
Awesome.
Great.
Yes.
He's
really
underrated.
So
Way
he
underrated.
is the main
Carl
star
Urban.
of this whole thing.
And he's got a heavy Australian accent.
Yep.
And he's playing a fake FBI
Always swearing.
agent.
This is almost X-rated. This is
Really?
This is very R.
I don't know
Well,
if
the episode 1, you have a guy pulling his pants down. You have a girl exploding into powder.
Right, you have right in the first 5 minutes you have a murder by a superhero.
Right.
You know, it's kind of manslaughtery, but still, it's a murder.
Let's only
And then
expose the first episode.
Okay, and then a sexual assault, right?
Right. So they're talking about Me Too nowadays, where they're discussing a lot of these topics
Right.
throughout all 8 issues.
But
So
didn't she
that-
do it voluntarily?
Yeah, but
Sexually,
but under major
threatened to lose her job. She
Right.
just got this job as part
major
of the seven.
coercion, major coercion.
or superheroes. I
Yeah.
think it's okay.
Very pretty blonde girl, Erin Morady.
Very
She plays
pretty. Yes.
Starlight. She has these
Yeah.
power of light.
Yeah, Annie January is her real name, and I don't know what I know her from, but she must have been in something else. But that
Not a
doesn't
lot.
matter right now.
Not a lot.
She's fantastic.
But she plays the newest member of the 7.
I love when
Right,
they're.
and she plays the moral character.
Yes,
Right.
she's the one
Right.
who's not corrupt. She's
Exactly.
joining. So a lot of it is the interesting part of it. If I could just interject,
Go ahead.
is it immediately gives you a Watchmen feel? Did you get that at all?
Immediately, yes.
And so then, but then it's a modern Watchmen feel. So Watchmen was always if superheroes were in our real world, how would they fit in? And they do that, and that
Right. Could
is-
they go
so-
to war for us?
Right. How it becomes a corporation.
But
is what
now
it
the
is.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen The Watchmen several times. I own it.
Right. They
But
don't
doesn't
have
mean that I've analyzed it, except for the big blue penis.
Big Blue Penis and Rorschach could do. I don't know
They had
how his
very,
face changed like
if
that.
they have any superpowers, it's very minimal.
Right, very minimal.
No one can fly.
No, you got the owl who was rich and had that spaceship that looked like an owl, and he had some, X-ray glasses. But
So
it was all more like Batman.
Right. So this
More like the equivalent of Batman, like a rich guy who's a vigilante.
this movie.
This is real.
The Boys is
We're
the
in
Watchmen if they were actually real superheroes.
a universe where there are superheroes.
Okay.
And there are hundreds of superheroes, according to Voight and just the news clippings they give you throughout it to kind of give you exposition.
What's the girl that is in charge of the woman?
Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue.
She is lovely.
Oh, she's looking fantastic.
Fantastic.
As the
She's-
vice president of
Vogt.
Of-
VOUGHT.
yeah, of like hero representation. She's like their handler or almost like their agent.
Yeah, so she's negotiating with the mayor of Detroit, saying,
I love
we
that
want
scene.
$300 million, and we're going to lower your crime by 40% by
We're
putting
gonna-
this super
We're
person
gonna
in town.
station this guy. He's gonna be your guy.
You're going to save a lot of money in police and all that, and crime's going to go down. And it's only going to cost you $300 million, and they're fighting over that.
And they come up with what 300?
Yeah, he goes
230.
I'll go 230.
Yeah, he
all
goes,
right,
I
sold.
can only give you 200.
So that's why they have this giant beautiful tall
the
building.
tower is amazing.
Yeah, with and then the way it's designed, the some of the windows form the number 7.
Right.
Okay.
It's almost like the Stark building.
I
in
love
all
that.
Marvel
The
movies.
building is
Exactly.
beautiful.
The building is beautiful. Yeah. So and they use a lot of good CG money to make that look good like that.
Yeah. And you're talking about the first show and how there was good CG where A-Train goes right through that girl.
Whoop. Okay.
Oh,
Are we
I said
spoiling?
a
Are we
superhero?
super spoiling? Are we into?
You better not spoil anything past episode 1.
Well, just do our deep dive.
Okay, here you go.
Deep dive on episode 1 is in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, so the 7 is made out of people that are like, Aquaman and the Flash and Homelander is like Superman.
Bit of a Superman,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mm-hmm.
So laser eyes and things
So
like
right,
that.
you're talking about a guy named A-Train who's like a Flash,
Mm-hmm.
and in the first 5 minutes of the show,
Right, they really build up the for this actor Quaid. He plays kind of the innocent guy who's in love
Right.
with this girl,
Right,
and he's saying goodbye to her, and they're holding hands. She's just off the curb of the street, and then all of a sudden, you see
flash.
Something goes by, and he starts to get splattered by red things on his face.
Right, he's
Blood.
Right, it goes to super slow-mo, and these drops come in, just
Oh my
floating in of
God.
blood,
I've never seen
and then
that.
they turn to look down the street.
What
And
would
you
happen
and you
if the
see-
Flash nailed somebody at supersonic?
Yeah.
Super
Oops, sorry,
speed,
oops,
at over
sorry.
1,000 miles an hour. And
I
it's
think
just a
actually,
smear
in
of a
realisticness,
person.
I think the blood and everything would have been pulled away.
I don't think
you'd
it
get
would have
splatted.
been to have all the blood out like that, but there was good.
Still look cool.
But
It was
right,
spectacular.
they did it. The new thing for me was there was like a lot of pieces of like spine and like big
Oh, really?
chunks of like body
Oh, I didn't notice that.
in there too. Yeah,
Mm.
there's a couple. And they go back to some pretty graphic stuff like that. Not to go spoiler down a couple more episodes, but it happens to be an episode where
Oh yeah.
somebody's sitting on somebody's face.
My God.
And something
Yeah.
happens.
Oh my God!
I mean, talk about
Yeah.
spoiler alert. I will not give it to you, but episode 3 or 4, you're gonna want to watch it.
Do not have sex with a superhero.
Do not.
and I also want to know, Bill, how many episodes are there?
8.
Because they,
Okay.
yeah, and
Not
they get
10.
yeah, and so it's a lot about that. It's like, what would it be like if capitalism met superheroes?
Exactly.
If Superman said, "Fuck, I'm gonna make some fucking money."
Now let me ask a couple questions here.
Sure.
Does it look like there'll easily be a season 2?
Well, that I
Yes.
yes.
Having seen
but when
3,
you see
yes.
the last show,
No.
you will say, "I'm not sure how."
Yeah, well, they're gonna have another episode, another season of that one about the lady who killed her, the suicide with the driver. God damn it. Dead to Me.
Okay.
Dead to Me.
Oh
She'll
God,
be in
yeah.
there?
That they're having a second season of that show,
Oh.
and there was no way to do it. It should have been a drop the mic.
Oh, right.
They'll have a second season of this. Are you
Okay.
kidding?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask some more questions
Sure.
as
Don't care
someone
how
who's
it
seen it
ends.
one time. Don, you were like you and I today, while we only saw one episode, I was complaining about the costumes. Where
Yes.
if you're gonna make a show and spend all this money, realistically, and you're trying to make it real, me personally, as a superhero, I would never wear anything
Yes.
that gaudy or
Right.
I would try to be badass looking,
Right.
but not
We had
ridiculous.
we had a big discussion about this, and what do you think about it, Bill? There's actually, if you go a few episodes in, Starlight is
Right.
spoiler alert here.
Okay, go ahead.
She's got to wear
Starlight
something
is
more sexy.
Starlight is forced to wear a more sexy outfit.
Less. So
By
get rid of the cape.
Elizabeth Shue says this is
More
a
cleavage.
partnership. This, if you're gonna make the money, she is in. It's quite tight.
Okay.
It's like crotch and sleeveless.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the
Zipper
handlers
down.
are trying to get their costumes the way they want.
Oh,
Exactly.
It's. They have got full marketing. It's all about marketing these guys
Okay,
and merchandising.
okay. Well, that makes sense then.
She's constantly saying the merchandising opportunities are endless, and then they're trying to get them literally added to the military. So it's really all about the corporate world. How would, it bastardize the perfectness of like a superhero and Superman and his.
Can I ask one question?
He's just so.
Now, is there any North Korea in this show?
I haven't seen it.
Boy, that would have been awesome. I would like somebody see come just.
There is Syria.
Season 2.
Okay.
Okay, I've only heard the word mentioned, right, when they're saying, should we get him in the military? Yeah, I'd love to see one of those guys in Syria, says a government agent.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. That's what I'd want to see.
I would have to say the plot actually gets more complex as it goes along. So even though you saw 3, it keeps changing and is more interesting every show. It's not like when you watch like Jessica Jones or one of those where they just kind of stretch it out.
Right.
Every show is worth it.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do we ever see Dark Noir anymore?
Yeah, you see him.
Ooh, okay, good.
Yeah, he looked cool.
Yeah, he's like one of the 7, but up in what I've seen so far, you only see his picture. Or I only see him.
You see him a couple times, and actually, it's almost a little bit funny when you see him because he doesn't talk, but he's
There's
just
a shot of him in episode 1 where he just looks at the camera.
Yeah, right.
And he looks away.
Right. So maybe in future shows they'll bring out more of him. He's in a few more.
It's pretty good acting. Don't you think it's pretty good acting too?
Oh yes, this is quality acting.
The lighting.
In fact, after you finish a series, they bring up other shows that are similar, right? Yeah. Oh, you might be interested in this. Yeah. So there's actually another one that is about superheroes and being corrupt and all that. And I went to it and I just watched a little bit of the trailer. I go, oh my God, this is nothing. The quality, the production,
this has high quality.
Acting, oh yes, the sound. We're
spoiled.
This is, first rate.
Should I give you a grade? I'll give you your grade.
Okay.
It's a straight A. Do you give this a straight A, Bill?
I would give it an A or an A minus, only because I'm trying to be conservative. I don't want to get, but I think it's one of the best things on right now.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm excited to watch more.
I am too, but I still agree with you. We never really finished that whole costume thing.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of silly. That is one slight flaw in the show. Why does Homelander? I mean, is it because they're such an advertised product? They want to be able to make toys, which they literally have for sure in the show. Homelander action dolls.
Like we said, Hancock. The movie Hancock with Will Smith.
Or even The Punisher, more tactical, more normal.
If you're a superhero, I mean, what do you want to wear? I want to wear gym clothes.
Right. Why would the
always in the show, always in their costume?
Why does the Aquaman guy have to have gloves with a fake webbing between his fingers and a fin? It's silly.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever see? You watch NFL, right? The NFL.
Yeah.
They'll show like pregame, and there's guys warming up on the field.
Right.
That's what a superhero should look like.
Exactly.
Just all tight Nike
Under Armour.
And
really good shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
This show is also
elbow pads.
Also a little bit funny. So there's scenes talking about that
Aquaman it's dark comedy.
Aquaman guy is called The Deep.
Yeah.
And he loves, fish and all that. And there's a scene where he wants to rescue this. He's in a seafood store and he wants to rescue this lobster. And he's talking to the lobster. You know how in stores they got them all there.
Yeah.
He goes, what are you doing there? Oh, I'll get you out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's a little bit humorous.
Yeah. He talks to dolphins also.
Well, I can't wait. That's Amazon Prime. I can't wait to get this show over with so I can watch some more. But we have one more, Don. We have one more.
Oh, we do. Wow.
Cool.
We're going to talk about Alita, Battle Angel,
which is on
Blu-ray release.
Yes.
We're watching it right behind us. It's beautiful. I watched a half of it so far.
I bought it yesterday. I went to the store. I said, you know what? It's out. So that way it's kind of topical because this is new to DVD.
Spoiler alert. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but It's fantastic.
The 4K
movie.
version is delicious.
She's spectacular.
She is spectacular.
I noticed in the beginning of the movie when she's eating an orange.
Yeah.
At that point, that was about, and it's spectacular. But I noticed her CG of her.
Yeah.
There was something wrong with it.
Oh. Okay.
Just to my eyes, but nothing.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is spectacular.
It is spectacular. I mean, I can still, see it. You know, she's got an anime face, so you can't help but know that it's not. And that's a good thing, actually, because like we've talked about in the past, if you try to make a CG character 100% realistic, it does not work.
Does not work.
You cannot recreate the human face
Speaking
perfectly.
of that Gemini Man with Will Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
You
It
can
doesn't
tell.
look right.
It looks rubbery.
No,
it looks rubbery.
It's just not right.
Even
But
in Captain Marvel, the young Nick Fury and those guys, it looks when they de-age people.
Yeah.
And in this movie, I mean, she's a full CG character right there. We're watching it right now, but it's totally believable. So many other characters. I mean, there's another one. All of the other cyborgs that she battles throughout the movie, they're good. I mean, I watched it again. It does have a semi-juvenile sort of a storyline.
That's
the
okay.
the rollerblades, the rollerball.
I don't
part
like
of it
that.
is
Sure.
kind of
Well,
juvenile-y.
We're
I
old. They're trying to appeal to young too. You know.
But
I never did like the rollerball.
right,
part
it's a
of it.
weakness in it. But the whole Christopher Waltz, he's the father whose daughter dies, and this is the body that they made for her.
That's
and
cool.
Now, and he found this 300-year-old cyborg in a junkyard, and he rebuilt her, and she's the most powerful ever. I mean, it's a cool story.
Okay.
Yes.
That part still gives me the tinkles.
And
In the berserker mode, I mean, she's so ridiculously badass.
Yeah, and she slowly begins to know her powers, and then she
Yes.
finds more equipment that even adds to it even more.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you a reason to buy the 4K
Yeah, what is it?
disc. I mean, that's what we're reviewing. We're not reviewing the movie. We're reviewing this disc,
Okay.
and it's spectacular. The sound is spectacular. There's
Spectacular.
2 hours of Blu-ray extra features.
I can't wait to check
like
it
what?
out.
Like what?
Probably like behind the
You know
scenes
the
stuff.
evolution stuff.
Making
Talking
of.
of,
Oh, I'd love to see.
the original manga.
The manga. So this was done off of a Japanese manga. It's a lot of these great animes.
Also, you have a 3D version.
Yeah. Does anybody have a 3D TV?
I wish I did.
I'm going to give that to
I think
somebody.
they're still making them.
If you have one and you're listening and you need a copy, I will give it to you.
There you go.
I think
Call.
3D will take off when you don't have to put glasses on.
No, 3D is not going to take off ever.
Yes,
Bill.
you're right, but Bill is right. Bill, I think I agree.
Oh, right.
When you don't have to put glasses on.
Yeah.
If I could be looking at that TV right now and it was ridiculous 3D,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I?
Sure.
But that technology is way farther than we think. So it'll be a resurgence maybe in 20 years.
It'll be more, you won't have a screen anymore, it'll be more of a hologram at that point, won't it?
Well, I've lived through 8 tracks and cassettes. And
But it's beautiful on disc, and I can say that
This is
I
just
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more
Uh-huh.
on a small screen. There's
yes.
again too much like that rollerball stuff, too much action happening. Way better to see it really clear
Yeah.
on a small screen.
I thought that same thing with Player One.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, thank you. Also, a much better story. Love
Everything's
that movie.
better.
That movie's a next level of this, but I would say this is, it's right up there. I'd like the simplistic story. In the end, it won't detract me from watching it over and over again just because she's such an awesome character.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I hope they do
one
a
of my
second
favorite
one.
movies is revenge movies, right? And the plot's always real simple. They killed my wife, they killed
Revenge.
my kids, I'm
Yeah.
going to get back. I still love it.
John
okay?
Wick,
Okay, right.
Uh,
Killed my dog.
Terminator.
Yeah. So I would see this movie on this new
4K.
form you've got, 4K, just for the bar scene where she goes in there. Are you with me or not?
Oh yeah.
If you can beat me, okay.
I was
try.
watching that earlier while you were talking.
It was great.
We made it.
That's enough
All
talking.
right. Nice job.
It was great to chat with you guys.
1983 next year. I mean next week. I'm excited.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Do you guys know of any 1980 movies right off the top of your noggins? Well.
Risky Business.
Is it 1983?
God, I hope so. Am I right?
I don't know. But,
Google it. We have time. MovieChatterPodcast.com.
Yeah. Right.
Check it out.
Check out Movie Space Chatter Podcast on YouTube as well. Or go to the... How can we get that from your Instagram?
You can go to our Instagram or our Twitter account so far. And I have a link tree. Or Facebook also. So where you would check out our webpage, I've changed it to Linktree, and that will give you our YouTube. It'll give you our webpage. Everything.
Yeah. And we should have this... This should be a YouTube video. I think our sound should be good enough.
Hopefully.
We have last episode.
I'm looking at you right now.
Complimentary.
Double gun.
Play them together. Get the audio version and sync it up with the video version. See how that goes.
We're going to improve it every week.
Oh, yeah. Risky Business, 1983.
Oh.
Trading Places.
And Bill, today...
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi.
Today, I was parked in front of a 928 Porsche.
Oh, man.
And you literally said...
Porsche, there is no substitute.
Thank you very much. Vacation, such and such. Flashdance.
All right, well.
Octopussy.
All right, there you go.
I won't
So
say anymore.
thumbs up for The Boys. Okay.
Thumbs up for The Boys. Thumbs up for Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes.
Alita.
Alita. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for 1982. Thumbs up till next week. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kelly.
Out of here.
See you, Nick, if you're listening. Later.
You made
Jaws 3. Cujo.
Oh, cool.
A Christmas Story. There's a notable one.
Hold on a second. Stand
That's
by
a
for
good one.
Be quiet for one moment. I said don't say anything, and you just said something. Damn, that was perfect. Holy shit.
One take.
Is that good
One
enough?
take.
Not
All I gotta do is
bad.
one bit of oxygen I'm going to pull out of you in one spot. It is absolutely perfect.
That's still being recorded, just so you
Oh,
know.
oh, shit. And cut.
And
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,